guys, welcome back to another episode of Flex Adventures. You know what I mean? It's your boy Leon representing. Well, as I can see, we have good conditions. Them on flat seas and thing. So we can go on. Water look clear too. Well clear, so we can go on one dive and thing. See if we can pick up one lobster, a couple snapper or something like that. But yeah, man. As I must say, thank you guys for your continued support. Thank you guys for everything. Stay tuned. That's it. And the water for the next piece.
Empty hearts and neon lights, they're playing with my mind. Gotta get out of here tonight. Oh, I wanna run off and fly, and I'll tell myself it's fine to be alone, just to find somewhere that
So it wasn't too long after my first drop and I saw my first fish, which was one of the big eye rare species. Keynote, whenever you're shooting a fish, ensure there's nothing that your spear can be caught into. Well, as you notice right there, my spear got stuck. However, I retrieved it after making a second job because I ran out of hair. As you all know, we can't hold our breath for forever. So yeah. So I went down with the dive knife to see if I can get it loose. Whenever diving, ensure that you have a secondary weapon, which is a knife, of course, especially for situations like these when you need to cut away something that your spear is jammed into or something like that. Or for example, if you need to kill a fish after you speared it, your knife is ideal for that situation. So after spearing this first fish, I realized, yeah, my day would be fruitful because it's not the norm for me to spear fish on my first drop. Like it will take me like about 3-4 drops before I actually spear a fish. So after spearing this fish, I realized, yeah, it's gonna be a fruitful day for me. And always remember, the calmer you are under the water, that's the longer you're gonna stay under the water. But if you're anxious, if you're moving a lot under the water, that simply means you won't stay long. It's gonna take you less time under the water, so you're gonna be up back for a year in no time. So actually this was a new method I was trying for the first time. It's actually a breakaway method where I attach the float to the spear itself. So whenever I shoot anything, I can always ascend with the gun, leaving the fish and the spear in the water and then retrieve it when I reach the surface. So that's what I did right here, but I hold on to my spear because you know the fish can get stuck under the thing right there and I never wanted that, so I hold on to the spear itself and pull it back to the surface. Actually, right there, actually, right there, I released the spear, not remembering that it's attached to the breakaway and not the gun itself. Normally, whenever I release the spear, I will have the gun in my hand, so the fish will be like a few meters away from me instead of going back to the bottom of the water. So I had to retrieve it. Well, the good thing about this is that if the fish had went to the bottom of the water, I still wouldn't have a lot to worry about. Only thing I probably have to worry about is it getting loose off the spear. Knowing the fact that this fish is a predator, which has no other fish which prey upon it, I wouldn't have anything to worry about. And right there you can see I speared that's the yellowtail snapper, trying to get a hold of it, not to let the dorsal fin pierce my hand. So I was just trying to get a hold of its head, which I did, and bring it back to the surface. Alright, so seeing the fact that it's a low shot, I had to grab hold of its head instead of holding the spear and bring it back to the surface. I shot it at an angle, so it would have possibly broken off the spear. So I had to just grab it at the same time and took him out of his misery. And guys, remember lionfish, they're venomous. So please do not, I repeat, do not let lionfish get close to you, because you will feel that burn. Especially the dorsal fin that carries most of the venom. Please do not let that dorsal fin get close to you. Yes, I've been stung by a lionfish before, which left me in pain for a couple of days. So I wouldn't want any of you guys to experience that pain. So please do not. Please take care whenever you're dealing with lionfish. So this was my 5th drop at the same wreck reef. When I think I spot a snapper go into that hole right there. Note, once a fish sees you before you sees it, there's a minimum chance of you killing that fish, because it goes straight into flight mode once he sees you. I must say, personally, my diving techniques have been improving, especially my lung capacity. It has been increasing because I've been diving deeper depths, which I've realized, and it's all as a result of me doing it continuously. basically, yeah. So I was heading towards a snapper when I spot this barracuda. Barracudas are predators of the sea. So it's very rare when you find a barracuda running from, or should I say, swimming from a human. The most you'll find them doing is just moving in a slowly manner, but keeping an eye on you to see what you're gonna do. So all I had to do was maintain my composure, keep low as possible, and get into range and took that shot. It wasn't a stone shot, as you could see, but it's a good thing I had my secondary weapon, which I used to puncture his skull and pierce his brain and took him out of his misery. So I was still in search of that fish that I saw right before I shot the barracuda. However, seemed like it got spooked after I shot the barracuda. These stuff happens because once a fish hear or sees another fish in danger, they will automatically take away themselves. get into hiding or something. So it was time for me to try out a new location. This is actually another favorite spot of mine. So I head to the seafloor. As I always say, best thing to do, head to the seafloor, take cover, look around, observe, try to remain calm as possible, which is what I'm doing right here. So I'm searching, but I'm moving in a calm manner as to not to disturb the sun, or should I say mud, because this is actually mud right here. And if I'm supposed to touch or anything, it will leave me blind because I won't be able to see anything around me because of the mess that it will be created. So right here there was a lobster, a nice sized lobster, not the biggest I've shot, but it was a nice sized lobster. Not knowing this was a rubber, I fired and my spear got stuck, so I had to be wrestling with the spear to get it out of the rubber, but eventually I got it out. That's about 3-pound lobster. Yeah, it was a nice sized lobster. So as you can see, it's a massive lobster after all. Alright, so this guy, he saw me spearing fish and he was intrigued, so he came over just to observe. So as I said before in previous videos, it's ideal to have a float, and this is one of the reasons why you need a float. So you string your fish, have it attached to the float, and you go spearfish, do whatever you want, and this fish is there on the surface of the water, instead of having the fish stringed onto you, which is not ideal. That's very dangerous, especially if there are sharks around. That's very dangerous because the shark will want the fish and you will end up in danger because the shark probably attack you instead of fish or something like that. Yeah, you know, so it wasn't a bad day. Good old barra, one snapper, have a lionfish or so. Moonshine, whatever they name, or lobster, or what is it? Yeah man, it's a good look. See? Yeah, so clean him up on thing, you know. Drop him for old food. Boy, look good. Look good, man. It's a good look. Yes, sir.